slide change. You must be seeing that there's a small session on adding the new digital commerce partners. We were expecting some dignitaries from Parliament, but BJP has issued a whip. So we are just flipping this by an hour or so that they can come and join us. And now we are proceeding to the session number 7, FMCG and big brands in the networked world. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Bhagwan Patil. He is Group President Strategies at CSC E-Governance Services India. Shri Sachin Sahai, Executive Vice President Sales Operation ITC. Shri Dr. Ganesh Ram, Founder of TNCPDA. Shri William Bissell, he is Managing Director, Fibe India. He's on his way, he'll be reaching in the next 5 minutes. And may I request Ms. Simran Babbar, she is anchor from NewsX. She'll be moderating the conversation. Simran, mic is yours.
Thank you, Anilesh, for the warm welcome. Hi, welcome everyone. So today when we speak of how the local goes vocal, it is important to understand the role and the involvement of the FMCG, the big brands, in a network world. And as we speak of these key subjects, making a very significant contribution on how the e-commerce setup, which is slightly in fact on its way to be in a very booming industry. I would also like to take a moment to welcome all my guests here. Bhagwan Patil is joining us, and in fact, Mr. Vivek Sahai is there, and Ganesh Ram as well. Thank you, sir, for being with us. And through the session, the key motive is to also highlight the experience of right now the dreams of the Kirana stores as well, which we begin with, and the Indian weaver in the digital commerce age. So let me begin the, in fact, session by speaking to one of the very key pioneers that ITC has been, Mr. Vivek Sahai, that we have been speaking over the large outcomes of how ITC has been making a huge contribution into the entire e-commerce sector as well. You represent ITC, and which is arguably one of the biggest FMCG companies in India. So when we think of the quick commerce gaining the limelight at the same time, is there a truth to any of this, that the Kirana is much more resilient than that? And can you shed some light on the quick commerce and its impact on the Kirana sector that essentially has been prevailing and also facing a little setback due to the onset of the quick commerce?
Thanks, Simran. This is a question which was obviously the media favorite today. But go back in time to, let's say, the mid-90s or early 2000s, when modern trade was coming in full-blown, and the Kirana felt a little threatened. But even after 25, 30 years, modern trade continues to be just about 10-15% of the overall FMCG industry, and Kirana today is still going strong at about 70-75% of the overall FMCG industry. So obviously Kirana did some things by which they were able to overcome the onslaught of modern trade. But before we get to quick commerce, let's try and understand what's happened in between. If you look at a shopper or a consumer's journey back then in 95 or 2000, that was a time when it was a very linear world, in the sense that brands would have very, very few choices of medium to communicate. The brand choices were fairly simple. Distribution was all about driving reach and getting their products in the maximum possible retail outlets. But today, we live in a very, very highly complex world. Complex in the sense that our lives are revolving around multiple mediums of communication. Product availability is there across so many different channels. The discovery itself is extremely complex. You may be driving to work, you may see a hoarding, you get triggered to buy some things. the conversion and delivery has also got decoupled. So what's happening is that a consumer may experience the product discovery through a social influencer on YouTube, check out the different prices on Flipkart, but end up buying either on Blinkit or from a local kirana. That's the way the entire FMCG industry has moved. So we've become truly omni-channel, and there is every reason to believe that kirana has survived the onslaught of modern trade. Kirana needs to continue to work towards fighting this competition from different channels. And I certainly believe that in partnership with manufacturers and various trade bodies, kirana can certainly overcome this. Digital literacy will play a very, very important role, and that's something which we believe we should continue to work with them on.
And how do we understand, we speak of digital literacy. These are big words for those traders who are not aware of the concepts, penetrating deep inside the remote areas. So how do we understand the implementation of such a complex and a new, even unarguably a very effective model to the traders who are going to benefit and also be a part of the growth story as well?
Right. So every manufacturer is doing something or the other, and I'd like to talk about some of the solutionings which we have rolled out as ITC. We have an app called Unnati, which is a 24/7 ordering app for a retailer. A retailer can use that app to build knowledge, because there is a lot of AI ML which goes on in telling the retailer from a very customized lens what is selling in the neighborhood, which are the products they should buy, what is selling in quick commerce, and therefore they need to keep it. So there is a lot of information and knowledge which is getting shared from this platform. We would love them to adopt more of that, but at the same time, I must also tell you that we work with ONDC as well. And one of the strong tool of quick delivery, which quick commerce often is claiming to be the winning format, we are actually working with ONDC to try and pilot, and if it works, really scale the entire quick delivery mechanism through the eB2B app of Unnati. So that's something which we are certainly looking at. And I think the more adoption that we see in the small kirana stores, that is a simple format of digital literacy that I'm talking about.
Well, absolutely. And that is something that even the Indian government is also going to aim at, and to focus with more glorification inside the deep and the remote sectors. And on that note, in fact, Dr. P.M. Ganeshram, we should also speak about, as you belong from a very varied background in the Tamil Nadu Consumer Products Distributor Welfare Association, you're heading that, and you have always been very proponent of competitiveness and also the protecting the rights of the traders. Yes. So when we speak of, the competitiveness also harming the traders in the interest of the e-commerce doing very booming in a very big industry, how do you look at to the thought that your local kirana store would know your consumer better than any AI model? When we speak of that, how do you look in that interest to protect both the interest of the consumers and the, in fact, sellers as well?
See, we are all aware that the small general trade kirana traders are available for nothing less than 75 years. So every kirana trade has been successful only because of the local commerce and trust, local trust they have created with their customers so far. And unfortunately today, even though with the experience at looking at quick commerce or e-commerce or our general trade or even the modern trade, we welcome all these things. As an organization, I preach my traders with less knowledge to welcome the e-commerce, which is necessary for the future. So we don't guide them in a wrong manner. No, we have to be there. The e-commerce should not be there. That is not our idea. We want everybody to coexist and build up the country. And the turnover of the trade as a whole, which is happening and which is possible in a much higher scale also. So the current approach of a e-commerce or a quick commerce company is predatory pricing. That is the backbone on which they want to kill the general trader. Whereas I want to coexist with them, they want to eradicate us from the system. So even if a manufacturer, by the way, a compliment for our ITC as a company, I have been in this trade for nearly 35 years now. This is the only company which not only gives the good product, has the best policy for the traders, distributors system also. They don't change distributors for whims and fancies. It's a compliment for them. Okay, so the e-commerce and quick commerce are getting foreign funds due to which they are burning cash and selling a 100 rupee MRP product at 30 rupees. ITC gives the same product at the same price for me and also to the quick commerce. But they burn their own cash and year on year they file, this year our loss is 2,000 crores. Next year they file, my loss is 3,500 crores. So India should change the approach. Our government should change the approach of accepting filing of loss by business people itself. I have come across the Singapore government and also the Japanese government, which do not accept a loss-making business. The IT department visits them and finds out why they are making a loss. They want to ensure that at the quickest possible time, they come back to profitability. So when government as a vision is having the policy that each and every trader in that country should make a profit, then the company also makes a profit, the country also makes a huge...
Then it is for the government to offer the subsidies.
Yes. ONDC is a brilliant concept that has come in. Just like the Aadhaar, just like the UPI, this one brilliant concept, but not yet marketed to its power in full. And in Tamil Nadu, I am willing to help the ONDC to step up in a high-speed direction. And this is going to be a big game changer for the local for vocal success. ONDC is the best solution. But like some people have already suggested, there should not be any transaction charges for the traders who are coming into the ONDC concept. First, the transaction charges should be wiped off. Then, to come in and do more business, some stimulative bonus should be given to the local traders. Then you will see a lot of success for the country and also for ONDC.
Absolutely. And as you spoke of local for vocal, that is also very important to know in this entire concept of how our local products are not just competing within the local market, but on a global stage.
Yes.
And, you know, as you're speaking about ONDC, is there a suggestion or a word of advice that you see happening for the local Kirana traders for the integration with the ONDC?
Yeah, there is a definitely, nobody knows. See, the awareness level of ONDC is very less. The concept is so good, but the awareness level has to be improved multifold. This is one platform. The objective of this platform is to ensure that the local for vocal succeeds. And ONDC is going to be the platform which is going to help this local for vocal to succeed.
It's going to be the backbone.
Yes.
You mean? All right.
This alone will be the backbone.
All right.
All other things are all what a corporate mindset, whereas ONDC has a national mindset.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir, very much. And on that note, I would also like to speak to our other guest, Mr. Bhagwan Patil, who is a Group President of Strategy and Risk Management at the CSE. Sir, you have also been heading the very competitive department which deals into making the vocal for local even a bigger dream. Right, and there is also Grameen e-store, which has highlighted the success of how this can be achieved. Would you like to share some light on that front and how we can learn from the mistakes and also, improvise better to act better for the Grameen Seva and also the aggregators?
Thanks, Simran. Uh, Thanks to everyone for giving me this opportunity. First, I'll talk about CSC in 1 minute, CSC SPV. So CSC governance is a company floated by Ministry of Information Technology, and it serves the villages. So we are there, we call it trusted neighborhood kiosk. So wherever in every village, like a post is there, that type of thing, our CSC is there across India. So almost 6 lakh active VLEs are working, village level entrepreneurs are working across India. And this is, we are into banking, insurance, education, skill development, agriculture, Grameen store. So every walk of life, we are like a epicenter in a particular village. So whatever activities are going on in a village, we are there as a service industry, or we are serving the people. So Grameen store is a B2B platform. It started in 2022, so it's almost completed 3 years. And we are helping, one side there are manufacturers, almost more than 150 top brands of India, you name Tata, Chroma, Crompton, or whatever top brands of India on one side. Another side there are 6 lakh these VLEs. So it's going to change complete scenario with the help of ONDC particularly, because we have already integrated with ONDC, and we have integrated with JAM. We are into active talks with the MSME ministry. So where local artisans, so they will supply goods. So we are making market available to these local people. So somebody is making some saris or dresses or some handicraft. They don't have market. They don't know how to sell. So we have devised a program with MSME about the packaging and all these aspects, logistics, how to sell and all these things. So that will definitely help these local artisans, local people to get good sales. So it's an assisted model we are developing. So that is into all aspects of that assisted model. ONDC is a great player, and we are proud that we are associated with ONDC. And we are doing a lot of activities with ONDC. Previously, we are doing only B2B. Now we are into B2C also with the help of ONDC. So that's a great opportunity, and I'm fortunate to have ONDC as our partner.
That's amazing, but also at the same time, there seems to have a challenge in, as my other panelists have also spoken out, on the digital literacy.
Right.
When we speak of how the B2C model is in the works, and it is in fact making some great progress,
Right.
it is important to understand that the challenge continues to be also a big roadblock when we speak of digital literacy. Right. And even with the proliferation, there are these challenges which need to be countered. So how do you look at right now in also addressing to these concerns?
Right. So CSC is best model to address these, because we are into every village. We are connected with almost every ministry across Indian government, state governments, and we are helping people to get connected. We are connecting the dots basically. The one side there is huge market availability potential is huge of rural India, and there were supply issues or delivery issues, logistic issues that we are resolving with the help of our partners, and I'm fortunate that these partners are helping to deliver goods in time. So rural economy is completely different than whatever urban economy we are into B2, like Amazon, Flipkart. That is a different story in villages. So there are a lot of logistic issues, particularly in Northeast, Jammu Kashmir. We are facing a lot of issues of logistic, delivery, and the other things. But with the help of local partners who are there in the villages, actually, our people are there in every village. So they are helping to ease all these logistical issues, ma'am.
Well, all right. In fact, one quick note that I would also want Mr. Vivek to shed some light over. As you spoke of various factors contributing into the ONDC's model, essentially aiding more traders, we speak of the grassroots challenges that cannot be ignored. We speak of a ecosystem where the e-commerce is at the boom and even competing with the global products as well and the global traders as well. So how do we make this mindset shift in the hearts of the traders that the government as well as the kind of initiatives which will be brought will be in their favor if they in fact try to navigate their way?
See, it's a structural question, and to my mind, we've been working with ONDC for quite some time, and we were one of the pioneers of creating a digital storefront for the Kirana stores. And when you create a digital storefront for the Kirana stores, it basically means that you are enabling the Kirana to reach out to more consumers in that vicinity, and there'd be an app and a website where consumers in that vicinity will log in and buy from their trusted Kirana store, which would be somewhere in their neighborhood. Now, when a situation like that happens and a Kirana adopts it, the structural change which is absolutely essential is because a Kirana gains just about 10 to 12% of margin on every transaction. But if the buyer and the seller apps charge 5 to 6%, the Kirana is left with only 4 to 5%. That is a big showstopper. And this is exactly where, my request from a structural change perspective would be that the bodies look at it and try and see if they can provide subsidies to the Kiranas so that they are also able to compete with the e-commerces around and yet maintain a full margin of 10 to 12% what they earn. So that's my recommendation certainly for any structural change that can help.
Definitely adding it. So to summarize the entire, in fact, narration of how the age in the digital e-commerce, the interest of the Kirana and also the local traders would be safeguarded, it is important to understand that the e-commerce industry is a booming one. It has also steered the nation's economy in a very potential growth story. And thank you all my panelists for joining this discussion. It was indeed a very valuable and insightful one. And of course, to understand entirety of this argument, entirety of this entire discussion, we have taken valuable inputs into how the Kirana's interest and also the subsidized pattern is going to aid the growth story even further. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Simran. Thanks for holding the conversation together. Now may I request Harmeet Singh ji to come forward and help us in paying our gratitude to the wonderful speakers. Shri Bhagwan Patil, Group President Strategies at CSC E-Governance Services India. Shri Sachin Sahai, Executive Vice President, Sales Operations, ITC. Dr. Ganesh Ram, Founder, TNCPDA. Sorry? Oh. And Ms. Simran Babbar from NewsX. Thank you. I'm taking this opportunity to thank our sponsors, NABARD, our diamond sponsor, then SIDBI and PAGE silver sponsors. There we have ONDC, which is our strategic partner along with the Shamla advisors. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Give a round of applause to the